But I do think that like a friend of mine was telling me that there is a place for a lot of the older generation in our church who's kind of retired and they know a lot of stuff, and that a lot of them actually wish that they could share what they know, their wisdom from decades of life, I guess, now that they're retired.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be great if somehow we could connect these two, the young generation and the old generation. But specifically though, I think in Filipino culture, for that thing to happen, it really needs some push from leadership. It seems like, especially with first generation, and I'm noticing that even more now that I'm in a Filipino church context as a pastor, in a Filipino, in the first generation context, it seems like there's this idea that I guess it's kind of like this feeling that they're not prepared or trained for it. There needs to be more of a push. Like, yeah, you can do this. You already have the experience. You already have the wisdom. But I do think it also has to go back with like the church planning some training materials or some discipleship training that people from the church could go through. Like if for example they were planning to mentor. I mean, I see a couple ways that it could be done, right? In Filipino churches, it tends to be like if there's going to be some discipleship aspect, it funnels down through the youth minister. They don't generally think of like parents or older people doing it. You know what I mean? It's like if there's going to be some discipleship or mentoring that's going to happen, it's going to be through the youth minister. But I think there should be room for like opening it up to, other people.
Yeah,
like
I think
other more like older, mature people.
Yeah, I think that was the problem in our church was our youth pastor left. So the youth minister who was, I guess it was his job to disciple us, and he was like discipling us, and at the Abbot. But when they left, then we had no one to turn to, or like we had no mentor. So like you had to go out, look for one outside, and then I think even like other people left because of they needed that mentoring. Even I think even our youth leaders, our youth pastor, they needed mentoring too, right? So I think mentoring is a big something that needs to be thought about more in the Filipino American church.